Testing. 1, 2. All right, we are live. We are live and we are ready to edit in Photoshop. Yes, the exciting conclusion of Photoshop wizardry, if you will. But before we get to today's properties and today's jobs, we have to thank today's sponsors. Today's sponsors are Church's Chicken, Arby's, and Mako. Yes. If you need any auto collision work, I suggest you go to Mako. It's a fantastic company. Mako is an absolutely fantastic company, and once you get done with your car repairs or your paint job, whatever it is that you need done from Mako, swing on by Church's Chicken or Arby's. If you haven't already tried the roast beef with au jus sauce at Arby's, I highly suggest it, people. It is absolutely delicious. Arby's keeps knocking it out of the park, just like Church's Chicken. Their chicken is second to none, in my opinion. I know people go on and on about Popeyes and things like that, but I'm telling you, Church's Chicken, they do it right. They don't cut corners like Popeyes and the other companies that don't sponsor this YouTube live stream channel video podcast. You know? But now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're going to get right to it. We're going to get right to editing real estate photography for the luxury market. This is not for the peasants. This is for the luxury market. Yeah, that's right. So, as you can see, I've already got a bunch of aerials done. I've got some interiors done, some exteriors. These are the simple shots of this property. As you can see, we've got the magazine and we've got the professional. The pros are the basics, and the mags are the advanced. So we're just going to start going right through the advanced images. These are the ones that require compositing. Yeah. This is when it helps to be very proficient in Photoshop. It helps to be a wizard like me. Yeah, it helps to be a wizard like me. So today I've got 3 total, count them, 3, yes, 3 jobs, including this one. It's a lot. It would be an overwhelming amount for anybody that isn't me or was not me. For me, I can handle it. I can always handle it. There's no amount of work in Photoshop that I cannot handle. It's easy for me. Sometimes I don't even interact with the computer. I just stare at the screen and manipulate it with my mind. You know, that's how great I am. That's the level of proficiency we're talking about here. So, as you can tell, I'm using Photoshop. I'm using Adobe Bridge, and we're also using Camera Raw, as usual. It's not anything overly complex. I know you can handle it. I know you can handle it. So, what I'm doing now is I'm compositing multiple raw images together using the tools that we have available to us in Photoshop. Yes. And right now, in real time, as you can see, I'm using what we call the pen tool. So I take the pen tool, it's over here. It's right over there. Yeah. You can also find this tool in another program called Adobe Illustrator. I created that program many years ago, as well as Photoshop. Yeah. So if you like the pen tool, you might want to check out Adobe Illustrator as well. It's a good program. I don't use it that often because I'm kind of above it. I don't feel like it's necessary. So these masks that I'm making right now, these little paths that I'm making with the pen tool, they don't necessarily have to be perfect. And it's going to be very difficult to make them perfect if you're going over bushes and leaves and tree branches and things like that. It's really helpful with objects that are pretty simple, you know, like this shape right here, or this thing in the middle right here. So I'm gonna right click. I'm gonna hit make selection. As you can see, it's not perfect. It's gonna be difficult to do that kind of stuff with the pen tool. We'd be here all day long if we were doing that. So I'm gonna come right back in a second. I'm gonna come right back, but before I go back there, I'm gonna pop in an adjustment layer, and I'm gonna make it a little bit brighter inside. And I'm gonna feather these masks right there. Watch this. See how it softens up? That's what I'm looking for right now. So I'm gonna grab my hard brush, which is at 100% opacity. And I'm just going to do what I always do as a perfectionist. And I'm gonna take a little bit of time. Not a lot of time. I don't have that much time. I would say maybe 30 seconds. Maybe 60. Something like that. Something like that. This type of work right here, this is definitely beneath me. I don't enjoy doing this right here. Oh, look at this. Can you believe this? This is ridiculous. People. If I felt like you were worthy of seeing true wizardry, I would show you how you can just get this done without even having to touch your keyboard and mouse. But I don't think that you're at that level yet. So I'm going to do it the manual way. The way that most people do it. Because it's easier to relate to, you know, the common man, so to speak. You know, I feel like that's who I'm trying to get in touch with right now, you know, is the common man. Not everybody is on my level when it comes to Photoshop. Not everybody can do the things that I do using Photoshop. Again, a program that I created and developed many decades ago. Many decades ago when you were probably not even born yet. You probably weren't even alive when I was creating this program. That's very sad. That's very sad. It just lets me know further that I am more proficient in this program than you. Because not only have I been using it longer than you, I created this program. So I know exactly how everything works. I know how everything works in this program. I know how to make things absolutely perfect. And even though this isn't perfect, like this little spot down here, this little spot down here. It doesn't necessarily have to be perfect, especially if you're one of the common people. Perfection is probably not something that you're going to be able to achieve. Let's be honest. I will every single time, but you more than likely will not be able to. So I'm going to come in here and just remove that outlet. I'm going to remove that little lens spot. It's a dirt spot. If I didn't have such self-restraint, I would probably do some sort of wizard attack on my photographer for not cleaning his lens like I told him to. But I know that he is not perfect like me. I am perfect. My work in this program is perfect. He is not perfect. He's very good at what he does out there in the field, but he's not as good as me. That goes without saying. But you know what? Things in life aren't always perfect, especially when I'm not involved in it. It's just not going to be perfect. But you know what is perfect? Church's chicken sandwiches. Again, Church's Chicken, today's sponsor of the video, as well as Arby's and Mako. And yes, that is Dale Gribble. Dale Gribble is good people, so he is joining us today. He is joining us. Dale is there to basically gatekeep and protect me from the common man, from distracting me while I achieve perfection in this program. He's basically there to keep all of you peasants at bay. Yeah. Thank you, Dale. You're doing one heck of a job. Again, it's not going to be a perfect job. I don't expect it to be. But it's commendable. It's very, very commendable. And I don't know. I have no idea. I can't predict the future. That's one thing that I can't do. I never claimed to. I never claimed to have that ability. And I never will. But I cannot predict the future and say that I know for a fact that I'll be able to get all of these properties done during this epic live stream. Another record-shattering live stream. This is probably the 500th live stream that we've done this week. And every single time, the records continue to get smashed. We continue to elevate ourselves each and every time. That's why we have endorsement deals with Arby's. That's why we have endorsement deals with Mako. Mako Collision Center and Automobile Paint jobs. If you need a paint job, go to Mako. If your car was just in some sort of collision, go to Mako. They will treat you right. They will treat you right. They will get you in and out in a reasonable amount of time. You'll probably have to drop your car off for the week. I know it's inconvenient. Trust me, I know. I've been there before. It's not convenient. But they did a good job. Yeah, they may have overcharged me by like $1,500, but you're not paying for, necessarily the cheapest work. Could you get it done cheaper if you went somewhere else other than Mako? Yeah. Could you get the exact same quality as Mako? It's possible. It's possible, but you're going there for the friendly atmosphere, people. You're going there for a handshake, a hug, a hello, a how you doing? How's the family? How are the kids? You're going there for a smile. You're going there to be treated like family. Even if family is going to charge you $3,572, to fix up your car. They're still family. That's why we love them. That's why we love Mako. It's an amazing company. Amazing stuff. And again, after you get done with Mako and you've got your fresh new paint job on your Corvette, swing on by Arby's. Arby's always has good deals going on. Arby's is delicious. I don't personally eat it. It's not for me. It's for people like you. Okay? It's for the common man. Look, I love him. I know the CEO of Arby's. That's why he wanted to endorse this YouTube channel. He reached out to me the other day. He said, "You are on top right now of the digital ecosphere." I said, "Yeah, what else is new? Tell me something I don't know." And he said, "Fine, I'm going to do that right now. We want to endorse your channel. Arby's wants to sponsor you." I said, "Again, tell me something I don't know." He laughed. I laughed. We shook hands and we made a partnership. Arby's is now the official sponsor of this channel. Their roast beef sandwich with extra curly fries, supersized curly fries, is the official food of this channel. Yeah. I can't really call it food, but most people can. And if that's you, like most other people, stop on by, pick up some curly fries, pick up an ice cream shake for the kids. You know, don't worry about diabetes and like the whole cancer thing. That's just fear-mongering from the news. Okay? Arby's makes healthy snacks for everyone. Arby's is incredible. I cannot get enough. Look, there's a reason that we're partnering with these companies now. There's a reason. There's a reason the endorsement deals don't stop coming in. It's not only because of how great their products are, it's also because of how great this product is. The channel that you're currently watching. Yeah. You came here for greatness. You got it. You got it. Right now. We are live right now to over 1.4 million people all over the world. Can you believe that? We are literally live to 1.4 million people all over the world. I think most of that traffic is actually coming from China. I'm not sure why. I'm not going to question it. What I will question is whether or not they have Arby's in China. I don't know if they do. If they do not, I have to ask, why not? Why do they not? I'm actually looking at the analytics right now to see other regions and countries that the traffic and viewership is coming from. And it looks like we also have people in Finland. Imagine that. I think it's like 2 a.m. in Finland right now. But again, this is why people tune in, because they can't go to sleep once we start live streaming. It's that fun. It is literally that much fun. I should have softened that up a little bit more, but it is literally that much fun. Okay, that's three images down. We're gonna save that as a JPEG, not a PNG. And we're gonna move on. We're gonna move right on. We're gonna do this little den office area, but back to the people in Finland. They're awesome. We love you. We appreciate you. Without your support, we can only guess where this channel would be without the great dedication from the people living in Finland and Sweden and Norway, as well as Iceland and Greenland. Yeah. There's also people watching in Greenland and Iceland right now. Scotland, Ireland. We're not going to forget you guys. We're not going to forget you guys. Okay. All right. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. The view count just keeps going up. And it looks like we now have people in Russia watching. That is unbelievable. I can't believe the reach that this channel has. The education that I'm helping to spread all across this wonderful thing we call Earth. Earth. Yeah, it's amazing. What is this? Charity cup. I like to zoom in sometimes, and I just like to look at the books that people have. I like to get an idea. Mustafa. Well, MetaQuest. They are not sponsoring this video. We're moving on. They are not sponsoring this video. Pretend that we didn't even see that name. Meta. They do not exist. They do not exist. No, they do not. What does exist is the good people over in Russia. Yeah. Now, I know that there's going to be some folks that are going to say, well, Russia bad. And look, I'm not going to disagree. Okay. They're a threat to our democracy. I know. But that doesn't mean that we can judge all of them, especially the good folks that support this channel. You know, if you think I'm going to sit here and tolerate your narrow-minded bigotry, then you can think again, pal. You can think again. But yes, Russia must be stopped. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's terrifying to think of. I know. I know. What is going on right here? There's two people kissing on horses. Can you see that? It's very inappropriate. It's very inappropriate. I should have put a TVMA warning. To warn people about this potential inappropriate content in this live stream. But I didn't know. I have no way of knowing, you know. We're going in here together. We're excavating these caves together. That's what we're doing right now. I'm going to move on from that one because I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it right now. I like to bounce around the property. That's what I like to do. Just kind of hop around, skip around. It makes it easier. It makes it feel like the workload is a little lighter than it really is. Keeps the motivation up. You know, keeps... Oh, look at that, folks. We're getting the spinning ball. We were just getting the spinning ball of death. It's because, again, Photoshop cannot handle my greatness. It gets paralyzed, basically. Basically gets paralyzed. And I am trying to just get right through these, as you can tell. We don't play games here. Just like Church's Chicken, they're not playing when it comes to their homemade, made from scratch buttermilk biscuits with a side of fresh, deep fried, country battered chicken. Yeah. They're not playing around, folks. It's approaching lunchtime very quickly right now where I'm at. I might have to stop at Church's Chicken. I don't even know if they have one in my city. But if you think that's going to stop me from getting my hands on some tasty buttermilk biscuits with a side of chicken, you are wrong. You do not know me very well. You simply do not know me. You've got me mistaken for a fool if you think anything is going to stop me from getting my hands on some delicious Church's chicken buttermilk chicken sandwiches. I think. Is that right? Hold on. Since they're the sponsor of the video, they want me to say certain stuff. I don't even know if I'm saying it the right way. I feel like they're already asking too much of me. I don't feel like I should have to. I already put up their logo on the screen. You know, I mean, what else do they want? What do you want, Churches? You know, you're starting to make an enemy with a wizard. You're really starting to push me over the edge here, Church's chicken. Matter of fact, we may actually just end up swapping endorsement deals right now in real time. I'm not saying we're going to. I'm saying that Church's chicken is treading on thin ice right now. They are treading on thin ice. Yeah. And I think I'm going to do one more. And then after that, I was going to say I'm going to go grab some Churches, but look, I'm questioning the whole thing at this point. But after I do this one, I think I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break. I've earned it, and I feel like I deserve it. I deserve to stretch out for a few minutes, you know. I don't know if you can hear it right now, but the lawn mowing people, the landscapers, are actually here mowing the lawn here at my $8.7 million home. Not the one on your screen. This place is like cheap crap compared to the place that I own. Jeez, what do you take me for? No, my home was almost $10 million. I'm not a peasant like you. Okay? I command respect everywhere I go. And look at that. He's in the photo. He is in the photo. Look, he's trying to share the spotlight with me right now. It's not going to happen. It's not. I will not allow it. I am numero uno. Not you. Okay, let me see what is going on here. Okay, this is getting tricky. This is getting tricky, folks. Pay attention. Okay, I'm going to use that one, yeah. I need one for the mirror without those reflections. Oh, I resized it too early. Now I can resize it down to 4K. There we go. All right, there we go. And these are the small details that only I see. You're not going to be able to see stuff like this. Your eyes just don't have that capability. Don't tell me they do. Because if you tell me that, I know that you are lying to me. And lying to me, that very well could be, it very well could mean the end of your life. Yeah. So, honesty is the best policy when dealing with a wizard like me. That's right. Dealing with greatness like me, you may as well not even try to, blow smoke. Because I'm going to see right through it. Because, again, I am a wizard. I am not only a perfectionist, I am perfection. You know what? I just don't feel like I want to do this whole left-hand side right here. So I'm going to do this instead. Look at that, folks. Look at that. I'm going to grab the blur tool. I'm going to blur these edges because they're still just a little rough. Just a little too rough for me, folks. I want to smooth it out. I like a nice, precise, pristine result. And this house is pretty nice. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't even live in it. I probably wouldn't even step foot inside of it. I'm above that. In other words, it's not good enough for me. But for the common man, it's not bad. You know? It's not bad. It is not bad. So, I'm looking at this and I'm just thinking, how do I want to remove the photographer? I'm going to have to do it piece by piece, and that's okay. I'm going to copy and paste that. I'm going to drag that out just like that. Oh, oh. There we go, there we go, there we go. And then to get rid of that little crease right there, up at the top. And it's okay if I got rid of this little edge over here, that's fine. Nobody's gonna notice that. Nobody's gonna notice that. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna bring it as far down as I can, and I'm gonna hit Command J or Control J if you're on Windows. If you're on Linux, then you're probably not using Photoshop, because Photoshop doesn't work on Linux. At least the current versions and stuff like that. And we're coming along. Oh, don't want to lock that layer. What I'm going to do now may blow your mind. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take this. And again, I'm going to take that. And I'm going to Command J. I'm going to Command J it. Yeah. Boom. Boom. And trust me, folks, it's good enough. It is good enough. Could you imagine if I had to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, infinite times? That would be crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, this looks decent. I'm not in love with it. But for now, I'm going to run my sharpen pass. If I can do that. There we go. It's at 4K. Make sure nothing else is in the reflections there. It looks terrific. It's a good base so far. It's very good so far. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a 4.5 hour break. Yes, we're going to take a 4.5 hour break. I know it's unfortunate, but these things have to happen from time to time. More than likely, though, we will be back in about 2 minutes, not 4.5 hours. Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned for the conclusion. All right, we are back. And Dale Gribble has been holding down the fort, as you can see. So, let's get right back into it after we give a shout out to our sponsors of today's video, Church's Chicken, Arby's, and Mako. Yeah, Mako. So, getting right back into the fun. Right back into the fun here, folks. We're just going to keep on going here. We're going to keep the crazy train moving at full speed. Start shoveling coal into that locomotion there. Full steam ahead, as the kids say. Yeah, here we go. So, don't want one with the reflection from the flash right there in the window, so just gonna keep on going here. We've got to keep on going. We got to make the world turn somehow. We've got to keep the world on turning. And Photoshop and real estate editing and real estate photography is how we do that. It's how we keep the lights on here, folks, at the studio. People like Mako, Arby's, Church's Chicken, they're helping to keep the lights on. They're helping to shed a light all across the world. Who knows where the world would be without Church's Chicken? I don't even want to imagine. That's not a world that I would want to live in. Absolutely not. So I'm going to take a hard brush. I'm going to zoom right in and look at that, people. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing what's happening right now? I hope so. I hope you're paying attention to everything on your screen right now. Yes, I could use the pen tool. Yes, I could use another tool. Am I going to? No. Do I have to? Nope. Did I? Nope. And again, always check the reflections of the mirrors and of all the different materials in the room. Like glass. Yeah, glass can be reflected. Very reflective. Things that are metal can also be reflective. Wood typically isn't very reflective. It would not make a very good mirror. That's a nice shower. That's quite nice. My shower is better than that, though. I mean, this is nice if you're a peasant. You know, it'd be nice to have something that's decent. I'm not saying it's garbage. But it is for me. You wouldn't even be able to comprehend the bathroom that I have. The amenities that I have. My bathroom is literally an entire story. It is literally an entire story. I can't even count how many stories my house has. The last time I checked, I think it was like 47? I'd have to bring up the blueprints that the architect made. Yeah. I'd have to look at the blueprints. But this one looks decent so far. It's okay. I need to straighten this out and straighten that out, but I'm going to save that for later. Why, you ask? Because I said so. Because I said so. Let me copy and paste that into the proper folder. It's very important that things go where they should. Move to trash. Empty trash. Just like that, folks. I am so glad that I helped. I'm so glad that I made Mac OS. And Apple bought it from me like 30 years ago. Isn't it such a great operating system to use? You can thank me later. You can thank me for not only making Mac OS, but also creating Adobe and Photoshop and Illustrator and Premiere and After Effects. I did not make Dreamweaver though. That was actually Macromedia. And then Adobe bought that many years ago. So I can't take credit for Flash and Dreamweaver as much as I would like to. But I can take credit for everything else. Who do you think designed the icons for macOS? Who do you think made the Finder icon? Are you really guessing right now? The answer is obvious. It's me. Only I can create something so great. Yeah. Only me, myself, and I. Okay, so I'm trying to cool this image down. I need another image because, as you can see, this one is using the Flash and it's got those shadows everywhere. You'll want to avoid the shadows from the Flash. Little FYI. That's today's pro tip. Today's pro tip is brought to you by none other than Church's Chicken. Yeah. Today's pro tip is sponsored by Church's Chicken. But the problem with that, as you can see, is that it made it a little bit too dark. So I'm going to pop in a brightness and contrast adjustment layer. And I'm going to bring in some life. And everything happening on the wall right here, I really don't know what to say about that. So I will not be commenting on the plants on the wall. I won't be discussing that any further. What we will be discussing, however, is Photoshop and how I made it. I'm here to basically put all of the rumors to rest and the lies surrounding the creation of Photoshop. It was me that made it. If anybody else tells you differently, if you go on Wikipedia and you read anything different than what I'm telling you right now, then you know it is a lie. It is a bold-faced lie. That's what it is. Okay. And again, as you can see, we're just using the pen tool here because we've got curves. We need something to make curves for our paths. And I'm going to add to that selection just like that. And just like that. And just like that, people. Can you see what can you understand what you're seeing right now? The greatness that's taking place in front of your eyes. Wow. We've got property after property after property to edit, to edit, to edit, job after job after job. It's because we keep getting the deals. Everybody is clamoring for our business and expertise here in the real estate field. They know what we bring to the table. They know exactly what we bring to the table. That's talent, creativity, quality, excitement. You should see the faces on the realtors when we show up to shoot their house and take photographs. They're literally jumping up and down. They're giddy little schoolgirls. Well, they're not literally schoolgirls, they're adults. They're professional real estate agents, but they do act like immature children sometimes. Don't treat your clients as children. Even though they may act like children from time to time, treat them with respect. Treat them with dignity, even if they're, not the smartest people on earth. I'm not saying that's all real estate agents, but I've seen my fair share of not the brightest people, But look, it doesn't matter because we're gonna do the same job no matter what. We're gonna hit it out of the park every single time. Every single time. We're going to produce something that's never been created before. And you're probably saying to yourself, how do you take something that's been around for so long, like photography, and make it better? Well, if you are actually asking yourself that question, then you don't know us very well. You don't know me, friend. You don't know the talent that I possess. Are you not seeing what's on your screen right now? I mean, really. I can't even comprehend it sometimes. I cannot comprehend the greatness. I can't even fathom it. Fathom. That is today's word of the day. Fathom. The word fathom is brought to you by Mako. Mako. Automobile Paint and Collision Center. Again, reach out to the great folks at Mako if you need any sort of collision work done for your car. Just run it by your insurance agent first to make sure that they will cover it. You may have to pay a deductible of $500 or more. But once you get that cleared and you drop your car off at Mako, you're set. You're basically set for life and you are now in the club. Yeah, you're in the club. Until you get into another accident and then you have to drop it off again. That's when things are not fun. It's just not fun. But Mako makes it easy. So, call your local Mako representative and stop in. They're a family-owned business franchise, I think. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I do know for a fact that Mako is excellent. Again, I've had tons of work done with Mako. They always take care of my Lamborghinis and Bugattis and Ferraris and Porsches and things like that. I've got a few Porsches, a couple Lambos. The Lambos, they used to be in style. I'm kind of getting tired of driving my Lambo around though. The girls still love it. I'll say that much. I mean, you pull up in a Lambo to the grocery store, you're going to be turning heads. You will be turning heads. The Lambos are a sure way to get the girls' attention. Trust me, I know. Some girls like Porsches. Some girls like Lambos. It really comes down to preference, you know. I buy and sell cars all the time, you know. It's a fascinating field of being owner of dozens of luxury brand automobiles like Porsche and Lamborghini. It's a great name, by the way, Lamborghini. It just sounds cool, you know. Tell somebody that you've got a Lambo. You're gonna have about a dozen new friends right then and there. Yeah. They will want to be friends with you. And honestly, I am not happy with how sharp this is. I'm actually gonna. It's because it's not lining up. Okay. Now I'm done. Now I am upset because those were not. They were not lining up. And I'm not taking more time to adjust something that my photographer should do out there in the field. But back to the Lamborghini discussion. And Mako. Again, if your Lambo is in some sort of accident where it needs collision repair done to it because you were driving at a speed of 135 miles an hour in a school zone and you crashed, go to Mako. They've got you covered. They've got you covered. You may need an attorney if anyone was injured, however. That is a discussion for another video. I cannot provide you legal assistance or legal advice. I'm sorry. I cannot. I cannot compromise the integrity of this channel by soliciting legal advice. I can't do it. Just cannot. Cannot do it. But again, Mako, great folks. They are great folks. Oh boy, I'm getting a hankering for some Church's chicken. Maybe some Arby's, I don't know. Church's Chicken. Sponsor of today's videos. Today's live streams brought to you by Mako, Arby's, and Church's Chicken. As well as AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, Singular Wireless, and Raytheon. They're not actually sponsoring this video. Raytheon. Not yet, at least. Probably later this week. We're actually working on that deal for an endorsement deal for sponsorships right now with Boeing and Raytheon. I'm telling you, if that works out, the live stream numbers are going to exponentially increase across the country and the world. It's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be unbelievable, folks. If I haven't said it already, Raytheon, you guys are doing great work. We would love to partner with you. We would love to partner with you. Nevertheless, we are ecstatic that we're sponsored by Church's Chicken and Arby's. Again, after you're done today with today's live stream, and if you've got an appetite, I would definitely go to Arby's and check out their roast beef sandwich. top notch. Absolutely top notch. The au jus sauce, the dipping sauce that you can dip that sucker in. Wow. Talk about luxury. Talk about luxury. And talking about luxury, let's take a look at this photo so far. It's coming out pretty good. It's turning out fairly well. I like it. I'm trying to take down the yellows and the oversaturation there by those lights. It's got a little too much going on. It's got a little too much going on, people. And I'm just dabbing away with the spot healing brush. This tool over here, it's called the spot healing brush. It's part of the content aware package. Yeah, package as I like to call it. Got a lot of cool content aware tools that make things easier here in Photoshop. And before I head out, this is a little overexposed right here, so I'm just going to pop in a new layer and then throw that into a blending mode. Delete that. And yeah, that's fine. I didn't get much spillover. And again, the photographer has to make sure that this stuff is lining up. He's putting too much pressure on the button, which is why it results in that look. That looks like crap. It's a joke, people. It's a joke. All right, so this one has 15. We've got 10 done already. Can you believe how fast time flies? I'm just going through these other ones right here. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to grab something to eat. Won't be gone long. I don't have time to go to Arby's or Church's Chicken. Luckily for you, because that means we get more live streaming action in real time on YouTube. On YouTube. Yeah, it's crazy, I know. It is crazy, people. Okay. Just trying to cool this down. Cool this down. The others look okay so far. There's still more that I have to do. But I will definitely be coming back to them. Here's the first image, and tell me it's not perfect. Go ahead, I dare you. I won't believe it. I won't believe it if you tell me that. I already know it's perfect. All of these are perfect. Even though I have to come back later on and tweak some stuff, I already know they're perfect. They're all coming out really good. And you know what? On that note, Dale Gribble is going to continue to hold down the fort. Mako, Churches, Arby's, and Dale Gribble are going to be holding down the fort as I step away for a few minutes here. All right, we are back. We are back. We're ready to attack. I know Dale Gribble has been ready to attack. So, getting right back into it. Here we go with this kitchen shot. I'm going to use this one as my base. Colors don't have to be perfect because we're going to be using multiple images to make it all perfect. Just need to get a good base established here. And I'm going to use this one for this right-hand side window. And maybe I'll use this one for the other windows and just crank up the exposure. Yeah. Looks pretty good so far. Just paint this in to bring down that overexposed area. Out there where the windows are at, zoom in over here. And make sure things are actually lining up. Do the same over there. Things are looking pretty good overall. I should be using the pen tool with this one right here though. But since I am a Photoshop wizard, I'm going to use the lasso tool. Because I am just too cool for the pen tool right now. And there we go. Let me grab the other two windows over here. And we should basically be set. The more points you add, the better your curve is going to be. When it comes to the polygonal lasso tool, the tool that I'm using right now, don't want it to look blocky and crappy. Alright, that looks decent, so I'm going to back up. And the fridge kind of has this like reflection from the flash, so if I can remove that, that'd be great. That'd be great. Let's see. Before, after, yeah. It's like the top left over here. And I'll blur the crap out of that. Just paint it out because it's really just the top left that I'm kind of wanting to adjust there. And you know what, folks? It's techniques and tips like that that keep bringing you back here. I already know it. I already know. And again, we've got plants on the walls, and that's fine. If you're into that kind of thing, and I'm not judging, but if you are, it's all good. I'm not a fan of plants on the walls. I think plants should be in the ground or some sort of pot, you know. But if that's your thing, have at it. It's not my thing, though. It might be yours. Again, I'm not judging. Not judging at all. Okay, that looks pretty good. Need to adjust the distortion with the lens. The warp, yeah, the warping, as they say. All right, we've got 11. We need 15 though. 11 is not 15, is it? No, it's not. So we're gonna keep on going here. We're gonna keep doing the math on all of these images until we get to 15. We're basically doing math at this point. I know it's not that fun, but sometimes you do have to do math in this world to understand what's going on around you. You know? Let's call that dining. Let's save the PSD as dining. I'm looking outside, and I'm going to go with this one. Should I go with this one? What do you think? Do you really think I'm actually asking your opinion? No, that's rhetorical, of course. That is rhetorical. I already know what's best for the situation at hand. I'm not going to depend on the common man for advice. I'm the one that creates and hands out the advice, not you. There is a reason that I am successful and number one. Not only number one in the field of computer graphics, but number one basically in the entire world. You know? That is a fact. That is an undisputable fact. And that looks fine. Yes, it's an undisputable fact. I am the sole reason that good things happen in this world. I am the reason that the world continues to evolve, you know? If I didn't, hand down greatness in the form of Photoshop, the world would not be so advanced technologically. Science wouldn't be where it's at, you know? How do I contribute to science by using Photoshop? Well, if you're even asking a ridiculous question like that, then you're not at the right place. You're not at the right place. This is not lowbrow, low tier quality or content. This is for champions. It's for people that are trying to dominate as a professional. It's not for the common man. You can go watch any other YouTuber. You can literally watch any other YouTuber and get low tier, lowbrow, garbage quality content, because that's what they all deliver is just trash and garbage. You come here for prestige. Yeah. You come here for new perspectives on not only computer graphics and real estate photography, but the world as a whole. That's why you're here. You're here to get a new perspective on the world. You're here to advance yourself in your own personal life. That's why you're watching this right now. That is why. In addition to trying to understand how to properly edit real estate photography. Yeah, that goes without saying. But but it's all the other things that I just talked about as well. Yeah. It's all those other things as well. And that's good enough. If you're judging me right now, then you are at the wrong place. Okay? Do as I say, not as I do. Okay? And that light is too bright. This window area looks like crap. How do I know? Just trust me. It looks like crap. It looks like crap. It looks like crap. So I'm going to have to do more things to it to make it not look like crap. I need it to look good. I need it to be on my level. You see? You understand? I need it to be on my level. The level of prestige. Yeah. The level of being number one in the world. That's me. Okay. Now, about the whole light being too bright thing. Here's how we're going to tackle this problem. I'm just going to make a quick selection around it. And just like that, I'm going to use that existing layer right there. And brush it right in. And then just blur it just a tad. Okay. Where are we at? Where are we at? We're almost done with this image. That's where we're at. And it looks decent. I think it looks fine. Yeah. We're going to flatten that. We're going to sharpen that. We're going to save that. We're going to zoom in. And we're going to remove that. We're going to remove that. What else needs to be removed? Nothing. Because it's perfect now. Oh boy. Where are we at? I'll tell you where I'm at. I need another break. That's where I'm at. Yeah, so. Yeah, I need another quick break. So, I'm going to leave you with Dale for just 2 seconds, and we'll be right back. All right, and we are back. Once again, we're ready to attack. We've got 12 done. We need 15. Here we go. We're doing the living room or family room. I'm going to use this one. call it Family One. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. You know what else makes sense, folks? If your blood sugar's getting a little low, hop on by Church's Chicken. Today's fantastic sponsor of the video. Yes, Church's Chicken. You can pick up a bucket of chicken, enough to feed not only the whole family, but the whole neighborhood, for $10.99. Yes, I've just been informed of a phenomenal limited time deal that Church's Chicken is now running. Oh boy, my soft brush got placed down there. That's not good. But back to Church's fantastic limited time deal, $10.99 for a 14-gallon bucket of chicken. Yeah, for $10.99. That comes with a side of home fries, what else is it? Some sort of coleslaw. Excellent. What else? 4, 8, no, that can't be right. 4 12-ounce refillable sodas. Yeah, 4 12-ounces right there. That's enough to throw down your gullet. Get you nice and hydrated with some Dr. Pibb, maybe some Mountain Dew, whatever you like, folks. It's a limited time deal. 14-gallon bucket of chicken. If you're having a family reunion, stop by Church's Chicken today. This offer, I've been informed, will only be good through Sunday. You've got plenty of time to make good on that offer. Yeah. Plenty of time. Plenty of time to pick up your 14-gallon bucket of chicken from Church's Chicken. Now that we got the sponsorship endorsements out of the way, we can focus back on Photoshop here. Yeah. We can focus on the greatness that I am creating and that you are, of course, witness to right now. Yeah. So I'm using the pen tool. This is one of the main tools that we use to edit real estate photography. Some people like to cry, some people like to moan, some people like to whine about how it's too hard and too difficult to do. Well, guess what? This is not for you. If you are dependent on some lame program like Lightroom to quote unquote edit your real estate photography, that's a shame. That's a shame. Because Lightroom is not how you do things. Lightroom is great for children in kindergarten. Yeah. They kindergartners and first graders love Adobe Lightroom. They love to take out their iPads after they get done watching Paw Patrol, and they like to use Lightroom to edit photos. And they go home and they say, "Mommy, Daddy, look, I made a photo in Adobe Lightroom." And the adult, their mom, their dad, they pat them on the head and they say, "Wow, son, good job." They pat him on the back and they say, "Good job, little Timmy. Good job." It's not for adults. Adults do not use Lightroom or lame programs like that. It's not how you edit professional photography. Sorry. Sorry to crash your party. But there is a wizard in front of you right now. And if you think for 1 second I'm going to sugarcoat things for you, think again. Think again. As somebody that created Adobe Photoshop, do you really think I'm going to sit here and cushion the blow? No. I'm going to hit you with a massive force of energy. Yeah. It's called a wizard attack. Get ready. It's about to happen right now. Yes, right now. Did you notice it? It happened. It just happened. You are now witness to the creation of properly edited photos. Yeah. This wizard does not play games. This wizard does not sugarcoat reality. I'm not going to do that for you. I'm not your mother or your father, little Timmy. I am the grand master wizard of this reality. Yeah, that is me. Sorry, I'm not mommy and daddy. I'm not going to sit here and powder your butt and say, good job. Good job, kiddo. Good job, bucko. Here's a participation trophy. No, we're not handing out participation trophies today. We're here to train you on how to be a professional. Yeah, we're not here so that you can be subpar. We're not in the business of creating subpar products. We're here to destroy competition. We are here to take over everything. You now work for me. Do you understand? You work for me. And I'm not even going to pay you. I'm not even going to pay you. Not until you bring your A game. Little Timmy. Listen, little Timmy or little Jenny. I don't care what you are or who you are. We're here to smash the competition. And you can only smash the competition if you're the best at what you do. You gotta be good. Oh, spoiler alert. Nope. Being good isn't good enough. You gotta be great. Oh, spoiler alert. Being great isn't good enough. You gotta be the best. You gotta be number one. It has to be at the point where people just speak your name and the earth trembles. Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you understand? When people speak my name, the earth literally trembles. It registers on the Richter scale of a 9.7 earthquake. Registers as like a 9.7. I think the average earthquake is like what, 5, 4, 3, maybe 6 if it's like really big. Mine is like 9.7. It's almost a 10. Okay. Jeez, people. I need you to understand what's happening right now. We're not just dealing with real estate photography. This isn't a game. This is life and death. You're fighting for your life out there. And I need you to be successful. Not only for me, but for your family. In your business, in your hopes and your wishes and your dreams, your ambitions, your goals, your inspiration to get up and face the day and conquer it. talking about all that right now. This channel is not just about real estate photography. It's how to be the best in the world. And I know you're probably asking, if we're all going to be number one in the world, how is that possible when there can only be one number one? And the complex answer to that question is, you're going to have to fight each other. You're going to have to fight each other for my pleasure. I want to see all of you fight each other. Yes, kind of like a Mad Max Gladiator Thunderdome scenario. I know it's unfortunate, but if you want to be the best, you're going to have to do it that way. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. I think I've earned the right to watch people that want to use Photoshop fight to the death. I've earned that right. That's where you people come in. That's where all you people come in. You're going to fight to the death over Photoshop for the ability to be crowned number one. I will be crowning my replacement as number one when I eventually step away from this field of real estate photography. I will be crowning my replacement as number one in the world. That's where all of you come in. Okay? And there can't be more than one number one. There can only be one numero uno. That's Spanish, I think. Yes, that is Spanish. It means number one. That's what we're talking about here. Number one. So, I want all of you out there listening to sharpen your spears and get ready to fight each other to the death. You're going to be using spears. It's going to be physical combat. It is going to be physical combat. Yeah. If that's not for you, you need to step off. Okay? Step off and step away. Because this is very serious. The things that we're discussing right now. This is very serious. Very, very serious. In order to be the best, you have to be willing to take the lives of your competition. You know, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Little Timmy, you know, I mean, that's it. It's no longer about being the best in your area. You're gonna have to start fighting people to the death. Thunderdome style, Mad Max style, Roman gladiator empire style. If that sounds fun and exciting to you, then you are my kind of people. Yes. You are gaining my respect right now, if that's you. If you're willing to fight to the death over Photoshop, you are on your way to being number one. I can already tell you that right now. There's no doubt in my mind. If you have the thirst, the passion, and the hunger to engage in physical combat using spears over Photoshop, yeah, you're on the path to success in life if you're willing to do that. And for all the other Nancy boys out there that are not willing to engage in physical combat over Photoshop, you know where the exit is. You know where the exit is. It's the back button. The metaphorical exit is the back button in your internet browser. Yes, that's exactly um, the exit right there. Yeah. So go ahead and click that back button if you are not a gladiator. Okay. Um, that's what we're talking about here. Becoming a gladiator. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. So, to take a break from being a gladiator, let's focus back on Photoshop and editing real estate photography just for a second. I'm going over these right now. And they look pretty decent so far, but there's still more that I have to do to them. I know that, and I hope you know that. Okay? Yeah. I can't get over the gladiator stuff now. I mean, I'm really, really looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to not only making my exit from this field, but crowning my replacement, my number one replacement, who will fight other people to the death, Thunderdome style. This is going to be amazing. Oh, look at Photoshop. Oh, look at that. I want to maintain that line. But yeah, Thunderdome, this is going to be so great. This is going to be awesome. The only question is, should we live stream it on YouTube? Should we live stream physical combat where people are fighting each other with spears? I don't know if they will allow that. I might have to make my own website in order to live stream that kind of thing. I might have to do that. I might have to do that. I don't know. Oh, no, I did not want to make another leaf Photoshop. Get real. Get real. Jeez, do you even know me, Photoshop? Do you even know who I am? Okay, these are coming along. The property is basically done now. I just need to do a final review, as I always do. And no, I'm not trying to rhyme. It just happens. That comes with the genius. That is me. That is I. Yeah. Okay, there's still stuff that I need to do to these. And these, and these, and these, and these. For now, it's good. So what's going to happen next is it's break time. It's break time for the wizard. That is me. So the wizard is going to take a quick break, and the wizard will be right back. So I'm going to leave you here with Dale. And again, today's sponsors are Mako, Arby's, and Church's Chicken. And having said that, we're going to be right back. All right, we are back. We're back with today's sponsors, Church's Chicken, Arby's, Mako, and of course, Dale Gribble, who is here to enforce the rules. He is here to enforce the rules of this channel, which is basically to be great. That's really all it's about. So, now that we finished that property, which I will be sending out later at some point today, here is the property called number 2. The number 2 property for today. And we're going to go through these real quick. We're going to go through them and just get an idea. This one is not as expensive as the one before, but it still has to be edited by a professional. That's where I come in. That's where I come in. I'm gonna transform this property from being something mediocre into something great. That goes without saying. That goes without saying. I'm basically just trying to load these up in Adobe Bridge. It takes a second for these raw images to actually load up into the cache. It helps to have a decent computer for that kind of thing. Yeah. And it looks like we've got a VIP in the chat right now amongst the other 100,000 people watching this live stream. We've got none other than Jeremy Beal in the chat right now. This guy is a wizard in his own right. This guy is a dominator in his field. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people like Jeremy Beal that conquer and dominate their industry, you know, like me. And hopefully that's why you're here too, is to learn how to do that. So we're going to get straight into this, people. We're not going to waste time. We're not going to waste time. We are going to do the simple images first. We are going to adjust the color temperature and the exposure, all that fun stuff. And I'm just going to quick select, just kind of grab the garage door and the driveway and the sky a little bit. Let me see, select the sky. Just like that. And I'm going to paint it in just a little bit. And of course, it's like harsh. So I'm going to paint it out and paint it in so it gets a nice soft transition. You know, like that. Add in some hue and saturation. Is it perfect? Yeah. It's perfect. You thought I was going to say no. You're a fool if you thought I was going to say no. It's always perfect. Now I feel like playing basketball. I don't know why. All right, let's keep it going here, people. We don't have time to get distracted with sports. We can do that later on. We can go play basketball and sports later on. In the meantime, I'm going to clean this driveway up just a little bit. Just a little bit here. I don't want to take too long though, because I have about 18,000 more photos to edit. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. But it's not something that is out of my capability. I can edit 18,000 photos in a 12-hour period. And ask for more. I'm not going to ask for more. I think 18,000 is good for one day. So again, I'm just doing these simple images here and just adjusting the color temperature. Yeah, just like that. And I want to get rid of the lower left-hand side flash. So I'm going to use one that doesn't have the flash and try and balance it. Try to come up with a decent result, which isn't going to be difficult for me. It's not going to be difficult. Come on. If I'm going to get all you people together to fight over Photoshop, editing a photo is not going to be difficult for me. It's not going to be difficult. But it is getting a little bit dark here the more I bring that in, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. So I'm going to pop in an adjustment layer just like that. Just like that. And it's still pretty dark, I gotta be honest. But I'm gonna run my action. And that's decent. And yeah, I know, you're probably saying to yourself, number one, these images are kind of boring. Yeah, I want you to address me as either number one or greatness from now on. And yeah, these images are kind of boring, but they have to be done. They do need the same level of care and attention as the advanced images. You know? We can't sit here and nitpick and discriminate. You know, it's just not right. It's not right, people. We need photo equality. Yeah, that's what we need. Not when you guys are in Thunderdome fighting to the death. That equality is out the door when that's gonna happen. You guys are gonna be fighting to the death. You're not even gonna need to worry about photos at that point. You should be concerned about being a savage. Being a bloodthirsty savage that wants to be crowned number one with Photoshop. That's where I come in. The crowning process. The crowning of that title upon possibly you. Yeah. I currently hold that title. But when I take over Adobe and, become the president, if I feel like it, that's when I'm no longer going to be editing real estate photography. You know? Oh, no, I don't want to save this Photoshop. Don't be a fool. I don't need to save these. These are the basic images. These are for the peasants. Okay. These are for the peasants. I'm just going to brush this in, brush it out over here. And I might as well zoom in and get this little piece right here. And this little piece right here. Hopefully this won't take all day long to get these properties done, but it more than likely will because I have 2 left, including this one. So it's going to be an all-day event. If you haven't already, stop by Church's Chicken and pick up some food. Church's Chicken is today's sponsor, and they will definitely their delicious chicken sandwiches will definitely help to hold you over during this live stream, which will no doubt take at least another 10 or 12 hours. Yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I got to be honest, this is looking kind of crappy to me. I'm not a fan of how it looks. But that's just kind of how the property looks. I'm going to call it a day with this one. I'm going to merge all onto a new layer, and then I'm not going to flatten it. No, I'm not. Then I'm going to sharpen it. And then I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to look around. I'm going to examine this image as if I am a detective. Number 1, that's me. Fix, Pro, JPEG, save, OK, done, Command W, done. We move on. We repeat these steps. Do you see this chair and table? I hope this is not you sitting at this. I hope you are sitting over here at the adults table. This is where the professionals sit. This is where I sit when I want to relax and enjoy the sunset in the evening. This is where little Timmy and little Jennifer sit. This table over here is reserved for people that like to use childish programs like Lightroom instead of professional applications like Photoshop. Don't be little Timmy and don't be little Jenny, okay? I want you to become a wizard. A wizard of Photoshop. That's today's theme. That's today's theme. Becoming an adult and transforming yourself into a wizard. So, with my wizard-like techniques and capabilities, I'm going to grab the lasso tool. And holding Shift as I want to quickly move across the screen, I basically just tap it. Just tap Shift and you'll go flying. You will literally go flying across the screen. As if you are made of lightning. Yeah. I can throw lightning from my hands because I am a wizard. And I probably shouldn't be spending this much time on this image, but you know what? That goes with the territory of being a perfectionist. That's me. That is I, and hopefully that is you. If you are part of this channel, I already know that you are a perfectionist. I already know. I don't even have to question it. I don't have to question whether or not you're sitting at that table. I already know you're over here. Yeah. Yep. I already know. Okay, so we're basically done. We're basically done. Except we're not done. As you can see, paint that out. I just don't want these to be cut through. Nobody will ever see that, but I see it, and guess what? Since I'm a perfectionist, I gotta fix it. I won't be able to go to sleep tonight if it's not fixed. Okay, that's good enough. Let's move on. We've got one left. Then we can get down to the nitty-gritty. As the kids say. As the kids say. Remove that dirt spot on the lens. Make sure you're cleaning the lens. If you're the photographer, it's always a good idea to make sure that your lens is clean. That's an advanced tip. The kind of tip that you're only going to find on this channel. Yeah. Clean lenses equals clean images. Okay. Here we go. Are you ready? It's the last basic image of the day. Well, I've got about 14,000 left, so it's probably not the last. But for this property, it should be the last one. Okay. Yeah. I think I will use... Let's see. I think I'll use this one to take down the exposure of the lamps, the lights, the fixtures on the mirror. Yeah. And this is taking a painfully long time. I have to be honest. I was hoping that I would finish everything within about a 30-minute period. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. I'm going to paint it out with a soft brush. Don't want to leave it in 100% because it's all jagged and jacked up. You know, it's all jacked up in the head. We don't want it to be like that. We just want to bring the exposure down a little bit. I don't want it to be completely overexposed. So I'm going to grab this again and I'll reuse this, believe it or not. Throw it back on there. With the transform tool, I'm going to resize that down so that it fits the canvas perfectly. Yeah. Perfectly. With total precision. Total precision. Okay. I'm going to blur the crap out of that. And maybe I'll come in there with the soft brush and just paint it out once. And that's pretty good. I think I'm satisfied. The photographer is not in the view of the mirror. Thank you for not doing that. Let me go ahead and align that. Well, let me try this again. Let me try this one more time. Okay. I'm going to call it a day as far as that goes. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do the same thing. I go up to edit, transform, and then I find whatever it is I need. And I just use it. You know? It's how you should be operating. Just do it. If you think you need to, do it. Don't even question it. How does this look overall? It looks like I pulled on this too much with the warp tool, and now I'm getting some curvature there. I don't like that. I want to kind of bring that back out. Yeah. It's fine. Not only is it fine, I think it's perfect. It is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Okay, now that those are done, look at that. That took like 2 seconds for me to do. Oh, that doesn't look very good, does it? We're going to move on from that. We're going to move on from that. These need to be... They need to be touched up some more, but... Oh boy, that needs to be touched up some more. In the meantime, we're just going to say that they look excellent. And we're going to move on to the advanced images. Starting with this bathroom. Yeah. I told you this property is going to be exciting. Are you surprised at how exciting it is? The answer should be no. You should be on the edge of your seat right now as I edit this, as I cool the color temperature down, as I bring the vibrance down just a touch, as I hit Command W to close that, as I decide to use this one for the outside exposure, as I click that button and these buttons. You are probably jumping up and down right now. But I'm going to ask you to restrain yourself. I know that these live streams are action-packed and filled with excitement. I know that. You don't have to tell me. I am the one creating greatness right now. But I do still need you to behave and act like a professional. Hopefully that's not too much to ask. And I'm going to just come in here real quick. Just like that. Just like that. Command click the mask. Save that work path. That's another pro tip. That's another pro tip right there. You're welcome. Let me see. What else do I need to do to this very basic property that is just beneath me? I shouldn't even have to edit a property like this. Even though a minute ago I said it was great. It is great. But for me, I can do better. I can do better. I meant in general terms of being relatable. It's relatable with how great it is. It's relatable to the common man. The peasants. The peasants will think that this is amazing. I require something greater than this. I should only be working on homes that cost at least $34 million. Anything below that is, it's like I said several times, it's for the peasants. Like I said, in yesterday's live stream, my photographer got in contact with me again. He got on his hands and knees and he said, please edit these properties for us today. And I told him, do not bring me garbage. Do not bring me garbage. And he began to sob. He began to sob and weep. And it was at that point that I knew that what he was requesting me to do and edit was in fact garbage. Yeah, I already knew it. He didn't even have to speak another word. I already knew. But out of loyalty to him, I decided to do it anyways. Out of pure pity and a little bit of loyalty, I decided it may be in my best interest to do. So here we are. Here we are on today's live stream on YouTube, sponsored by Mako, Arby's, and Church's Chicken. Yeah. As well as AT&T, Verizon Wireless, Singular Wireless, Xfinity, Comcast, and Boeing, Raytheon, Halliburton, and Lockheed Martin. Yes. Yes. Those are amazing companies, and they have been excellent partnerships when it comes to endorsement deals for this channel. They've helped to grow this channel. Without them, I don't know where we would be right now. I honestly don't know. I really don't know. One thing that I do know is that this property is beneath me. Now, having said that, I do have to still edit it. And it's this tripod reflection that's really getting my attention right now. But again, for somebody as proficient in Photoshop, that's not a problem for me. That literally took 4.5 seconds to do. 4.5 seconds. If you want, next time you can get out your stopwatch. And you can time me. Not only will I beat the previous record's time, I will set new records. Yeah. So, again, as a wizard in Photoshop, as somebody that helped to create and develop Photoshop 40 years ago, this stuff is very easy for me. It's incredibly easy for me. As somebody that, developed Photoshop and literally made all of these tools, why would you think it's difficult for me? I'm the one that made it. I'm the one that coded it, developed it, designed the user interface. Why would any of this be difficult? No. It might be difficult for the peasants, I don't doubt that. But for somebody that goes by the name Greatness, no. It's very, very simple and straightforward. Just like the workflows that we are doing and using right now. As you can see, it's basically the same thing over and over for different problems. We basically use the same tools, same workflows to tackle slightly different problems. We don't need to reinvent the wheel here. It's not necessary. I already made the wheel. I already made it. You're welcome. I made Photoshop, I made Illustrator, I made Premiere, I don't even have time to go through all the programs that I made and help to design and develop. You know, that guy that takes all the credit for Photoshop, that guy and his brother, John Knoll and Thomas Knoll, they're just frauds. They are literally frauds in the industry, and it's basically an open secret. Everybody knows it. Everybody at Adobe knows that it was me that basically made it in 1984 or 85. Those guys are just whack. They're not legitimate, and you shouldn't pay any attention to them or anybody that says I didn't create this program. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. So, I need to take down the exposure of that fan. Well, not the fan, but the light, you know. It's completely overexposed. Exposed, just like John and Thomas Knoll. You're being put on blast, guys. You're being exposed in real time right now. I made Photoshop, not you. And if I keep going, it's just gonna get darker and darker. I'll leave it there. Oh boy. Women's basketball. Oh boy. We need to move on. Snack time. Snack time. Well, that reminds me of today's sponsor, Arby's. It's always snack time with Arby's. Folks, if you haven't already, go pick up that delicious roast beef sandwich with a side of curly fries. Arby's makes the best curly fries. We all know that. They've always made the best curly fries. It's unbelievably good. Again, I don't eat it. It's not my taste. I know a lot of people love it though. If they didn't, Arby's wouldn't be in business. That's a fact. If people did not enjoy eating Arby's, they would not be in business. So they must be doing something right. I know they're doing one thing right, and that's endorsing this channel by sponsoring us. I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if you went to your local Arby's restaurant and they had a big poster of this YouTube channel on their wall. You know, advertising this YouTube channel in their restaurants. I haven't been recently, so I can't say for sure, but it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me. Oh gosh, more basketball stuff. Okay, we've got a family that loves sports here, people. Hence the basketball goal, or the basketball hoop in the driveway out there in the front. Hence all the posters and the mini basketball hoop here. Oh, that's Pikachu. That's Pikachu right there. Pikachu doesn't play basketball, but again, I always like to just zoom in and see what's on these walls, you know. What kind of books do people have? What kind of people are they? Who are they? Where do they come from? You know? It's like I'm a detective. And I'm sleuthing for information. Doesn't really matter, though. Doesn't matter. The only thing that does matter is getting these jobs done in a timely manner. And again, for me, that's not going to be a problem. It'll all get done today, eventually, probably, hopefully, definitely. Yeah. It will definitely get done today. Okay. All right, where are we at? Where are we at? I need to take a look real quick at the live numbers. So again, I'm looking at the analytics for this live stream. And the live numbers have grown exponentially since I checked an hour ago. I'm looking at the regions and countries again, and there's even more people in China watching. There's even more people in Russia watching. This is unbelievable. I'm telling you, Arby's, Mako, and Church's Chicken, they must have an international reach because they are helping to expand this channel to international greatness. International greatness. Again, thank you guys. Thank you for partnering with this YouTube broadcast to help spread the word of how great not only I am, but the work that we're trying to do here. We're saving lives using Photoshop. That's what it's about. We're giving people the tools needed to have people become their best self. Yeah. It's not just about Photoshop. It's about pursuing greatness on an individual basis. That's what it's about. Yes, Photoshop comes first. Yes, real estate photography comes first. But it's not the only focus of this live stream, YouTube channel, video, podcast, international web series, if you want to call it that. Because that's literally what it is. It's international. It's international greatness. I have to close this document. I have to close that and that. And I have to reopen it because Photoshop is glitching out because once again, Photoshop cannot handle what I throw at it. My computer can't even handle what I throw at it. I spent almost $3,000 on a Mac Studio and it can't even handle what I bring to it. You would think Apple could, maybe step their game up. That way a professional like me can utilize their tools. But it hasn't happened yet. Apple needs to step their game up. And again, Adobe needs to step their game up. The only people other than me right now that don't need to step their game up are today's video sponsors. Mako, Arby's, and Church's Chicken. And again, those live stream numbers continue to grow. I'm adding up all the numbers as I put the finishing touches on this image. You won't believe the view count right now. 112,378 people are watching in real time all over the world. I don't know why it says over 97% of that traffic is coming from China. I'm not going to question it though. Although I do have to question it because I don't believe many people in China speak English. And I know for a fact that this is not being translated. So there may be something strange that I have to look into as far as that goes. But yeah, this is a smashing success, to say the least. It's a smashing success. There is a dirt spot right there that has to be removed, in case you didn't see that. again, every single live stream continues to get bigger and bigger. I told you before, we even have viewers in the Middle East. We're talking Syria, Lebanon, Yemen, Iraq. Folks, people in Baghdad are watching this right now. People that don't even have a roof over their head are watching this. I don't even know how they have internet or cellular reception in order to watch this. I'm not going to question it, though. I'm not going to question it. It's too great for me to question. Why would I question my own greatness? Why would I do that? Why in the world would I do that? You shouldn't do that. Again, if you're here along with the other 118,922 viewers live, if you're one of those people along with all those other people here right now, you should not question how great you are, because we already know that you are successful for a reason. Yeah. You appreciate greatness, and that's why you're here. You're here because iron sharpens iron. And that's it. Iron sharpens iron. Greatness recognizes greatness. Okay. This is getting tricky. I gotta be honest. It's getting a little scary. I'm gonna pop in that, and then guess what? A hard brush with the settings. Hold on, I have to zoom into this because I have to look. I just have to. I always have to see what's on the wall. What is this stuff over here? They have a AAA thing over here. AAA is not sponsoring this video. So we're not going to talk about them. They may in the future. AAA may sponsor this live stream broadcast. They're not sponsoring this live stream broadcast right now, though. Mako is. Mako Collision and Automobile Paint Center. They are sponsoring this video. We will be talking about them. Again, back to the point at hand, I'm using a hard brush. Opacity 100%, flow 100%, 10% for the smoothing. And I'm basically just painting it out. Instead of using the pen tool, sometimes I like to grab a paintbrush. Sometimes I like to grab a hard brush, maybe a soft brush. And just do that. And just do that. And I will repeat this not once, but 2 more times. Look at that. And again, just because I am a perfectionist, I'm going to go above and beyond. I'm going to go above and beyond what the realtor needs for these images to look good. If you can believe that. And again, boom, just like that. And now that I have that updated selection, make it active by clicking, command clicking the mask, and then clicking this icon and adding it to my work path down there. That way I have all those paths, yes, paths saved over here. And then I'm going to feather it. I'm going to feather that mask. And again, do I think this looks perfect? No. Is it good enough? Of course. Of course. It's not done yet, though. Don't skip ahead. Don't jump ahead unless you're that good. I'm that good, but I'm not going to because I want to show the common man how to do these things. I want to show the average person how to edit in Photoshop. No, not Lightroom. And it appears that I did miss something up here. And again, just going to dab that a few times, and then we're going to move on with our day. And once I have that dabbed, I'll leave it. I'm not satisfied with it though. I can't lie. I have to be honest. Have to be. Alright. It's basically done. I'm going to run my sharpen pass. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to grab the spot healing brush and just dab that once. Get rid of that screw there on the shelf. Just kind of line these up. Make it a little bit straighter. And I think it's fine. It's good enough for now. I'm going to save it in my final fixed folder as a JPEG. And you guessed it, I'm taking a break for about 2 minutes. Dale Gribble will still be here, as well as today's sponsors. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in about 2 minutes. All right, we are back. And we are once again, for the 50th time, ready to attack. And just scrolling right through those. This is about as basic as an image can get to edit. You've got squares right here, people. Can you handle squares? Can you handle a square? That's the question that I propose to you. I'm confident that you can handle a square. If you answered no, then stick around and I'm going to show you how to. I'm going to show you how to tackle this problem. But first things first, I have to adjust the color temperature there. Yeah, okay. Resize that down to about 4K. Command S, Control S, save it. Don't depend on Photoshop to automatically save it for you, because you might make big changes and it didn't save it after you made those changes. So again, we're going to get rid of that reflection. We're going to get rid of the photographer. And we're going to simultaneously just kind of brighten that up. And I'm going to use that existing adjustment layer and just with a soft brush, brush it into the surrounding areas. And there we go, just like that. Looks a little better. I like it. And with the lasso tool, just like that. Holding down the shift key as I add to the selection. And then I pop in a mask on that layer. Yes, just like that. So it looks like we've gotten a live stream question from a viewer in China. I don't know how to pronounce this person's name, but he asks, how do you open a new document in Photoshop? That is a very good question. That is a great question. I actually don't know the answer to that. What I usually do is I go on the internet and I type in ChatGPT. And I ask it questions. I would say, how do you open a new document in Photoshop? And ChatGPT will usually either give me the answer, it will usually either do it for me, or it will tell me how to do it. When it tells me how to do it, it kind of makes me upset because I feel like I shouldn't have to do that. I feel like the computer should just do it for me. If it doesn't just do it for me, I kind of question why we have these things in the first place. You know, like if it's not just going to do it, why do we have ChatGPT or the other, AI things that can do simple tasks and things like that? What's the point? It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest. Like, why are you not just doing it? But that's a great question. I think this guy is over in Shanghai. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for supporting this live stream broadcast. Thank you so much. Continue to watch, and I will continue to bring you fascinating professional tips on how to use Photoshop. The fun will not slow down here. The fun's not going to stop. The fun's not going to stop. We are, however, going to save that as a JPEG. And we're going to move on. There is 12 total. We've got 6 done. Oh boy, oh boy. Laundry. Now these are the most complex of all rooms to edit. If a room shows up that you have to edit and it says laundry, you've got your work cut out for you. Because those are very difficult rooms to edit. Like this one right here. I'm going to cool it down. It's a very delicate balance here. It's a delicate balance with the color temperature and the saturation and all that stuff. Let me see what this looks like. Can I add enough saturation to this? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe. It looks like we're going to be able to get away with it. Don't want to overdo it, or else it'll look like it's a radioactive wasteland out there. It's not what we're going for. I think I'll keep it somewhere around there. I don't want to turn into the Swamp Thing. I don't know if you ever saw that show or that movie, The Swamp Thing. He was like a radioactive... Oh, no. I'm thinking of the Crusaders. What was that crap called? What was that? The Toxic Avengers or something? Oh boy, we're going too far back in time. We need to just focus on what's happening here. We need to no longer talk about things like the Toxic Avengers. That is too far back into the 90s. We need to focus on the task at hand. And yes, the sky is a little blown out. I'm going to have to... Oh, it's not even the sky. It's a building with a little bit of the sky. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do this later. I'm going to fix that later. I can't be bothered to do it right now. I need to keep a good pace going here. That's what the final review is for. That's why we always look at the final images before we send them out to the agents. We make any final adjustments that are needed to the images before we send them out. And that looks all right. Like I said, these laundry room shots, they're not easy. They're not easy. They strike fear into the hearts of most men and women. Okay. Look at that. Oh, it didn't even do a good job. What a joke. It's just sad. This is why I need to get involved with Adobe again. Like I was telling you earlier, I'm the one that basically created Photoshop like 35 years ago. And ever since I left the company, it's just been downhill. It's been completely downhill since then. Photoshop and all these programs, the day my feet left the building of Adobe, it's been downhill since. It's been downhill since. I have to get involved again because there's too many bugs, too many glitches. I mean, Content Aware came out in like 2011, and it's still not perfect. I shouldn't even have to do anything. I should just be able to look at the screen, and Content Aware should know what I want it to do. Yeah. Anything less than that is unacceptable. It is unacceptable, in my opinion. And of course, my opinion is not even an opinion. It's literally just fact and reality. That's why you tune in, to hear facts. You tune in to hear the facts about the world and about how Photoshop works and about how I created Photoshop. Okay, having said that, we're going to focus on this image. We're going to cool the color temperature down. We're going to make sure it doesn't have too much saturation there. We're going to hit Command W to close that. I'm looking at the top, looking at the left-hand side of the window over here. Remove chromatic aberration. I don't know if you can see this on your monitor, but under optics, I always try and talk about this. Under optics, this is so helpful. Just click remove chromatic aberration, and it will literally remove the, I think it's, what is it called? Aberration or something. Yeah, aberration. The chromatic aberration. It's like the purples and the yellows and that funky looking 3D look that we don't want with photos. It'll just remove that. And again, my camera raw panel is set up like this. I don't use anything else for the most part. Sometimes I'll use denoise if I had to crank up the ISO on like a portrait or something, but this is basically it, just color, light, and optics like that. And of course you can always right click anywhere in this area, edit panels to show, and then you just click on one, and then using the up and down arrow key you can move it up and down and place it in the order that you prefer. Again, another pro tip, sponsored by Arby's. Yeah. Why is Arby's sponsoring this video channel? Because they are smart. Because they make amazing food. They are an amazing company. And we are proud to be partnered with them. Okay, so this is about as basic as it gets. I can't believe these people paid $199 for this image. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that's how much we charged them. And then I charge my photographer like $350 to edit his photos. So I make even more money. Plus I get a percentage, plus commission, plus salary and benefits. Anything less, and that's not going to work for me. I command top dollar. I command top dollar. That's why I am on the cover of every Photoshop magazine. If you go to your grocery store and you go up and down the aisles or of the magazine areas, or you go to Barnes and Nobles or Borders or whatever crappy bookstore you like to go to, you will see my face on the cover of every Photoshop magazine. Yes, that is me. And it will say creator of Photoshop. Yeah. If you do not see my face on the cover of those magazines, then you need to go up to the manager of the store and say, "Dear sir or madam, fraudulent publications. I know that this is fraudulent because it doesn't have that guy's face on it." That's how you know. It's like the Nintendo stamp of approval. That's how you know you're getting a classic Nintendo game. I wouldn't buy anything. I didn't buy Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time unless it had that Nintendo stamp of approval. I demand nothing less than excellence. Nothing less than excellence. Okay, we're moving on, I think. How are these turning out? Let's take a quick review. Let's do a quick review now. This little picture, oh my gosh, those are penguins. Look at that. Those are penguins in a bathtub. And that's not even AI. That's not even a painting. That's an actual photograph of a penguin jumping into a bathtub with other penguins. That's wild. That's the type of creativity I'm looking for. That's it, right there. Penguins in bathtubs jumping up and down. Yeah. As you can tell, I just made that photo even better than it already was. How? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It would take too long to explain to you. Just go with the flow. Just go with the flow, or else we're never going to get out of this alive. Those penguins are awesome, though. They're amazing. They are amazing. Now I want to go to a zoo to look at penguins. Is there a zoo around here where I can go look at penguins? Can I feed a penguin? What do penguins even eat? I believe they eat fish. Can I throw fish at penguins? I don't know. When I get to the zoo later on, I'm going to have to ask, can I throw fish at the penguins? Will they eat it? Can I temporarily borrow the penguins and stage them in funny scenarios and photograph them? Can I do that? May I do that? If the answer is no, my question will be, why not? I will be very disappointed if the answer is no. I really want to adopt a penguin now. I really want to adopt penguins. They're birds that can't fly. You know that, right? Penguins can't even fly. All they can do is waddle. All they can do is waddle. Don't you feel bad for them? Birds are supposed to take flight. Even flamingos can fly. And those guys basically just stand around all day on one foot. And they can fly. Man, I feel bad for penguins now. I feel real bad. What I don't feel bad for are the live viewers of this incredibly successful video broadcast. Because I know that everybody over in China and Russia and Finland and Norway are having the time of their life. They don't need penguins to have fun. They're having the time of their life on the internet right now, learning about Photoshop, learning about how to take over the world. They're learning about world domination and things like that. How are they learning about world domination? Well, we're going to get into that sooner than later. I will lay out the blueprint for my success of world domination very shortly. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm gonna hit Command, and I'm gonna click that mask, and I'm gonna use this to bring this down just a tad. Just dabbing it a few times. I'm going to dab that over there just once. And this is like completely blown out. Is there anything I can use to take that down? The answer is yes. And the answer is also yes, to whether or not I will own and run the entire world one day. Yeah. That will be happening very soon. So I suggest that you get on my side. You get on my team and you'll do just fine. If you're not on my team, that may be bad. You're not going to want to go up against me when it comes to world domination or Photoshop. Definitely not. Definitely not. We already know that I am numero uno when it comes to Photoshop. So again, I'm going to hit Command. What am I hitting? I don't even know. I don't even have to think about it. It just happens. But looking at the keyboard, letting the common man know what shortcut I'm hitting, it's Command Shift Alt plus E. I'm not even going to repeat it because there's so many things to it. But what that does is it merges everything onto a new layer. And then I run my sharpen pass. We've seen it 1,000 times before. Now we just saw it. We just saw it 1,001 times. I don't know what you're doing. No, Photoshop, you don't get to record this. Only OBS gets to record this. Okay, where are we at? Folks, we're in the fourth quarter now. We're rounding third base, and we're about to slide into home plate. We're not far from the end of this live stream. I have 3 properties today, and I am rounding third base on the second one right now. Once we do that, we're probably going to close up shop for the day. I know this may come as a bit of a blow to the people in Russia and China and Korea and Thailand, the Philippines, Singapore. Yeah. Hi, Singapore. Hello. Canada. Yes. America. Yes. Guatemala and El Salvador. Of course. Of course. We're not going to forget Australia or New Zealand. Of course, we're going to keep them in our hearts and in our minds as we round out this phenomenally successful live stream. We've got 3 more images to get to, including this one. I'm just gonna do that there, brush that in like that. Gonna hit this right here. Gonna hit that right there, just like that. Just like that. Boom, boom, hit enter. You don't have to go all the way around. Hit enter, it'll connect. If it's a straight line, you can just hit enter and save yourself about 24 seconds. I'm going to grab the blur tool and I'm going to blur that out. And of course, the photographer is in these wedding photos. Why are you in these wedding photos? That's none of your business to be there. You shouldn't be in those wedding photos. Okay, I have to grab this one because this is the only one that's bright enough to use. That does not have a reflection, so it's got a little bit of noise. It's okay. We're gonna zoom on past that problem. Make sure we match. It's good enough, whatever. It's fine. It looks good enough. Grab this window over here. Cut straight through these. I'm probably gonna have to come back and include each of those little points. I don't know, let me see. Okay. Something catastrophic just took place. The brushes got mixed up. It's not good. I'm going to hit that once on. I'm going to paint it out, paint it in, paint it out, paint it in, paint it out. And then I'm going to blur it. That way I can kind of get away with those points not being included. And I think it looks just fine. The room is very dark though. So pop in an adjustment layer. And we're going to go to town right now. I'm trying to brighten this up. Do the same for the outside. This is why you tune in. This is why. You don't need a Lamborghini or a Ferrari to get this level of, to reach that level of excitement. You can get it right here. You can literally get it right here on a YouTube live stream. Yeah, I know. Some people pay millions of dollars to get that kind of excitement in their lives when you can just tune in here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell icon, and then whenever this YouTube channel goes live, you're basically going to be driving a Ferrari. Yeah. Your brain will not be able to tell the difference between this live stream and driving a Porsche 911. It's basically the same thing, and it's free. Yeah. You don't have to go out and spend 82 grand on a brand new Porsche Carrera. Trust me, I've done that. I have several Porsches. I was talking about this earlier. I'm telling you, the live stream is basically like the exact same thing. It's just as fun. And it's less dangerous. When I'm doing 95 miles an hour through a school zone, that could end very badly. But when I'm doing a Photoshop live stream, nobody's going to get hurt. And that's one of the benefits of doing live streams. You know, it's a lot safer, and it's just as exciting. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Porsche 911s aren't awesome. I have 3 of them in my garage right now. Yeah. They're awesome. Do they compare to editing real estate photography in a live stream? That's up for debate. We can debate that. But they're basically the same thing. They're basically exactly the same. And yes, I have a Ferrari. It is a... Oh gosh, I can't even remember the year that I bought that. I've had that for like 2 years, so to me it's kind of getting old. I might sell it, and then I don't know. I've been looking at some Mercedes lately. Not the ones that you can just like go to a dealership and buy. No, not those pieces of crap. I'm talking about like custom made, custom interior stuff. I'm currently speccing out my ideal Mercedes-Benz build right now. Yeah. I'm just floating around some ideas with the head engineer in Germany of Mercedes. Yeah. It's not definite. But if they can cut a deal at the right price, I may have a custom built Mercedes built for me this year. That would be phenomenal. In the meantime, I do still have my Porsches. I do have that Lambo. I do have a Ferrari. They're fun cars. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy my time out on the ocean as well. Having an 80-foot yacht, it can help me decompress from editing photos all day. Making tens of thousands of dollars editing photos each day, as I do. It can help me decompress. You know? Yachts are typically safer than the Porsches are when you're going through a school zone at 95 miles an hour, as children are being let out of school in the afternoon. Yachts are safer than that. Photoshop live streams are safer than that. Yeah, definitely safer than that. Yachts are cool. Sometimes I like to just cruise the ocean and let the captain steer the ship. I also have boats with engines in them. I don't just go out sailing all the time. I love to sail. I am very nautical, believe it or not. Yeah. But sometimes I like to just kick back with a nice glass of vodka straight and just let the captain do the work, you know? Let the captain of the ship do the work. Me and all the girls are just living our lives, doing our things, doing our thing on the ship, having fun, you know? It's not difficult to get a lot of girls when you're as good with Photoshop as I am. It's hard. It's a hard sell for somebody like me to want to settle down and get married when you have as many options as I do. I'll put it that way. when you're out in the middle of the ocean with 20 brunettes and blondes, it's a hard sell to get married to one girl. It's a very, very hard sell. And that's the type of life that I've been able to craft for myself. That's it. I've worked very hard as a professional Photoshop user / wizard / creator / industry leading icon. That is the life I've been able to create for myself. Now, most people will not be able to do that. Most people will not be able to craft that sort of life out for themselves. I have. It took a few years, but I got there. I'm there now. And what I have in my sights next, what I have my sights set on next, is taking over the world. Literally. Every aspect of human activity, I will be the one to ultimately oversee all activity. And there won't be anything that goes without me knowing about it. And it's not necessarily for some evil intentions. It's ultimately to improve humanity. Yeah. Just like I improve the lives of people all over the world that watch these live streams, I'm going to be improving the lives of everybody else once I conquer the world and take it over and consolidate all power and control. That will be me. That will be me. Now, having said that, we're going to look at this image. We're going to analyze what's happening here. The outside is too dark. I know. All I was doing there was basically trying to create an active selection to add to a path. Now, I'm going to zoom in. And you know what I'm going to do. It's called perfection. It's called perfection by a Photoshop professional. I'm going to do the best that I can to make these outside views look good. Yeah, I believe this is the last image. Once we finish this, we're going to do a final review of the last two properties that I did. Yeah, stick around. We're now officially in the fourth and last quarter of this metaphorical football game that we are now playing and winning. Are we going to do anything else other than win? No. Are we going to win every single time? Yes. Yes, we are. I don't know what's happening right here. Why is this happening? I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to do this, that, and that. And then that, because it looks better. Well, now it looks better. Okay. We still have to hit up the right-hand side. As much as I hate to say it, I think it has to happen. It's a little too bright. Maybe, boy. You know, this is where actual work is required. This is where my patience starts to wear thin. I'm just going to do that, and we're calling it a day. We're calling it a day. Hold on. The countertop here on this island, it is not ideal because it's got a little bit of a flash on it. So let me see what we can do here as a last ditch effort to improve this overall image. Let's see. Oh boy, I don't know what you're doing, Photoshop. Stick with me. Stick with me, we're almost done. I know it's a lot for you to handle. My greatness. It's a lot for you to handle. Don't glitch out. Do not crash. Do not bug out on me. Okay, zooming in over here, I'm gonna feather the edge. Oh, now I'm feathering the edge. That's fine over there. This doesn't look very good to me, but that's kind of how the property looks. Okay, now that I did that, I'm gonna grab the warp tool and just hit that once. Over there. Come over here. Come up there. And it's decent over there. So, just zooming in, taking a look around, taking a peek. I think we've got everything. Hopefully that was the last image. Was it? We're about to find out. We're about to find out. And we've got 12. We've got 5. We've got 5 in there, and we've got 12 in there. Again, people, the answer is, of course, yes. We're going to go on to the other property that we did prior. And I'm going to do a final review. And then I'll do another final review before I actually send these out. But, you know, for your benefit, we're going to do a final review now. Yeah, this is all for you. Free. Subscribe. Hit notifications. You don't want to miss what's coming up next. What's coming up next, you ask? That is, that remains to be seen. But trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. You're not going to want to miss it. In the meantime, we've got about 5 minutes remaining. We've got about 5 minutes remaining, and with that time, we're going to thank the sponsors of today's video. The sponsors of today's live stream success in alphabetical order is Arby's. Yes, Arby's. Church's Chicken. Yes, Church's. And Mako. Again, if you need a reliable automobile collision center to handle any defects with your car's body, take it to Mako. You will not be disappointed. If you are hungry, go to Arby's or Church's Chicken. As I said earlier, Church's Chicken is currently running a limited time deal. You can now get a 14-gallon bucket of Church's Chicken for $10.99. That comes with a big gulp and a side of home fries and coleslaw. Actually, I think that one looks okay. Yeah, a 14-gallon bucket. That's enough to feed your whole family like 50 times over. You're probably not even going to eat all the chicken by the time it even goes bad. But Church's doesn't care. They're in the business of deals. So I would suggest that you run on down to Church's Chicken and secure that deal today. I believe that deal runs through Sunday. Today's Tuesday, I think. Possibly it's Tuesday. So you've got some time. Make good on that deal of Church's $10.99 14-gallon bucket chicken deal. And last but not least, Arby's. Boy, Arby's. Oh my goodness. Is Arby's good or what, folks? That, I'm telling you, that roast beef sandwich with the curly fries, either go to Arby's or Church's. It's got to be one or the other. Don't disappoint the kids today. They want Arby's curly fries, or they want a gigantic, pile of chicken. It's one or the other. It's It's one or the other, folks. Thank you to the endorsement deals and the sponsorships that we have. I'm not going to forget the other sponsors that I haven't been talking about as much as the main sponsors. The other sponsors, of course, being Halliburton, AT&T, Verizon Wireless, Singular Wireless, Sprint, Xfinity, Comcast, Raytheon, Boeing, and Lockheed Martin. Thank you, guys, really. Without your support, I don't know where we would be. I truly do not know where we would be. We would not get photographs like this without Lockheed Martin. I can tell you that much. Or Church's Chicken. That's a fact. If we didn't have sponsorship deals to help produce these international live streams, real estate agents would be the ones to really suffer. Yeah. So again, thank you to today's sponsors. And these photographs overall are coming out pretty clean. I think they're looking decent. Again, people, they're not 100% done. If there's anything wrong, I am going to come back later on before I send them out. And I'm going to take one last quick look. Look at that. Look at how perfect I make these every single time. Look at that. Wow. My own greatness boggles my mind. Oh my goodness, folks. So I think we have about... My producer is informing me that we have about 30 to 60 seconds left. So I've really got to make this time count. If we go over that time, it could be bad. It could be bad. So I'm just going to take the yellows down over there. Don't want it to be oversaturated. How are the... Oh yeah, those are okay for now. Okay. Let's take one last quick look. Oh boy. This one needs a lot of work. Oh boy. Oh, we're back here again. Folks. This isn't good. Oh boy. Things have taken a turn for the worse. There's still work to be done. Let me check the magazine images. This looks pretty clean. I'm happy with it. Let's add a little bit of contrast. Let's zoom in and expose the fact that my photographer is not cleaning his lens. He's not cleaning it. And that stupid lens spot will be everywhere. It'll be over here. Fortunately, we don't really see it anywhere else. Okay, cool. Those penguins are awesome. You are awesome. Look at them. They're having the time of their life. Once I go to Church's Chicken later, I'm going to the zoo. I'm petting penguins. I'm feeding penguins. I'm going to be photographing penguins. It's going down later once I finish these jobs. Once I finish, yeah, and there's still work to be done. This one isn't that bad. This one needs work. I'm getting depressed, so I need to think about penguins and how I'm going to be hanging out with penguins later on a yacht. And then once I get back to shore, me and the penguins, we're going to be driving back home in a Lamborghini or a Porsche. It's whatever I feel like doing later today. It's all up in the air. It's all up in the air right now. Just like life itself, it's what you want it to be, right? If I can leave you with anything, life is what you make of it, folks. Yeah, just like the success of this live stream, it's what you want it to be. Do you want it to be successful? The answer is, of course, yes. Of course. That's why we're here. That's why all the gladiators are here. All the Vikings are here. Yeah, that's you. That's why all the wizards like me are here. Iron sharpens iron, and that's why we all get together and conversate about how we are the best. We are literally the best. Oh, well, maybe not. You, when it comes to Photoshop, that title is still reserved for me. Yeah, that title is still reserved for me. Unfortunately for you, but that's not to say you can't eventually get to where I'm at. Now, having said that, again, thank you, churches, Arby's, Lockheed Martin, Verizon, and Mako. Boy, it's been another live stream success with over, let me check the final view count once again. Wow. I don't even know if I can count that high. It's 267,194 people. Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, folks. Just incredible. Wow. This has been another astounding turnout today. Another astounding turnout. Folks, it's been absolutely incredible. I know you learned a lot. We're going to be back soon. And the wizard, the Photoshop wizard, #1, that's me. I will be back. I will be back very soon with even more sponsorship deals to give you even more knowledge, education, and information on how to be the best possible version of yourself by using Photoshop. People, it's been amazing. Hope you have a great day. Have a great evening. Make it a good one. I'm going to go hang out with penguins. I'll see you real soon.